Alright guys, welcome back to This Week in Wrestling, covering everything that's gone on over the course of this past week, starting with the news that The Undertaker is back. Tuesday night seen the dead man make his return to the 900th episode of SmackDown Live, a return which had been announced ahead of schedule and didn't come as a surprise, but what did was Taker announcing that WrestleMania will no longer define him in a move that appears to confirm he'll be sticking around on the active roster for the coming months. In regards to just how long or how often we'll see Taker, while the plan appears to be for him to wrestle more regularly, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer has confirmed that Taker won't be wrestling a full-time schedule, but he will be around for the coming months, working up to WrestleMania. While the plan for Taker is unknown at present, one option to ease the workload could be to have him team up with Kane, as following SmackDown going off the air on Tuesday, the Brothers of Destruction reunited as Kane came out while Taker was making his way at the back, joining them in raising his arms in their Brothers of Destruction celebration. Last night seen NXT TakeOver Toronto take place, but while I'm not going to go over the match results just in case anyone hasn't seen it yet, the show was yet another huge success with some incredible matches, and it continued to show just how big NXT has become, with the event coming in third in the list of highest attended NXT events with 12,649 people in attendance, with only NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 1 and 2 ahead of it. The event also seen the return of Mickie James as she took on the NXT Women's Champion Asuka in what was an incredible match, and that's seen a huge reaction on social media, with fans wanting to know if Mickey's return was a one-time deal or if she'd be sticking around. A question that Kathy Kelly put to Triple H in a live post-show stream on Facebook, to which the game said it's entirely up to Mickie James. So if Mickie wants to stick around, then it would appear that the offer is there. Speaking of sticking around, this week seen confirmation that SmackDown Live Survivor Series mascot James Ellsworth has now received a WWE contract. Ellsworth confirmed the news himself while working his final indie date for Big Time Wrestling, in which he thanked everyone in attendance and everyone around the world on social media for making his dream come true. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair appeared on ESPN's The Dan Lee Batard Show this week, in which he recalled some of his wilder days, with one story standing out in which Flair claims he got off a plane in Richmond back in the 70s and had only travelled 10 to 15 feet from the aircraft when his umbrella was struck by lightning, setting it 50 feet into the air and having the lightning strike off it, killing the man standing behind him. Flair said, "I thought, what the hell? Lightning hit the top of my umbrella, bounced off and hit the guy in the eye 5 feet behind me and killed him. Right there. I just stood there looking at the guy and froze. It scared me to death. People were running out the door to get to the guy." Following that crazy story, Flair went on to comment on the women's Hell in a Cell match between his daughter Charlotte and Sasha Banks, in which Flair claimed the finish we're seeing wasn't the one that was planned. However, Charlotte has come out and said that that was not the case, as that was indeed the intended finish. However, it's believed the spot where the table was supposed to break and leave Sasha in a position to then be pinned. Moving on, and this Sunday sees all three members of the Shield sharing the ring together at Survivor Series. However, former WWE Tag Team Champion Matt Inoue, who wrestled in the WWE as Rosie, has revealed that he and Eddie Fatu were originally destined to use the Shield gimmick. Matt said, "A lot of people don't know this, but whenever me and my cousin Eddie Fatu came back, the original thought was we were going to be the Shield. Triple H let us know, alright, go out and buy yourself some black SWAT team stuff, and we did. Either or, it didn't work out. Obviously, Jamal moved on to the Umaga thing, and I went on to do my own thing." Following the news that James Ellsworth has received a WWE contract, it was also revealed this week that Cruiserweight Classic star Kota Ibushi has also been offered a contract. However, he so far has turned it down. Ibushi was offered multiple deals with 5, 3 and 2-year commitments. However, he turned them down as he says he's against signing an exclusive deal, as he wants to be free to continue wrestling in Japan, but that he's open to working for the WWE at the same time and would love to work the NXT Osaka show should he be given the opportunity. He went on to say that he's wrestled less this year than ever before, but in doing so he feels like he's in the best shape of his career, leaving him looking forward to 2017, which he thinks will be very special. Following on from last week's news, which seen WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump elected as the new President of the United States, this week seen betting odds released for the 2020 presidential race, and following The Rock saying that he'd be open to running for president at some point in his career, he's been listed at 100 to 1 to win the 2020 race, with WWE owner Vince McMahon also listed in the odds, albeit as an outsider at 500 to 1. Finally, tonight sees WWE Survivor Series take place as fantasy warfare becomes reality when Goldberg returns to the squared circle to take on Brock Lesnar, with both men looking to do the fans justice and erase the awful memory of their WrestleMania 20 bout. The match card also sees The Miz defend his newly won Intercontinental Championship against Raw's Sami Zayn, which, if Zayn is successful, will see the title move to Raw. Meanwhile, in a similar deal, the Brian Kendrick defends the Cruiserweight Championship against SmackDown's Kalisto, which should Kalisto be successful, then he'll not only bring the Cruiserweight Championship to SmackDown, but the entire Cruiserweight division. Aside from those singles matches, the remainder of the card features traditional Survivor Series tag team matches, starting out with the tag teams in action as Raw's New Day, Sheamus and Cesaro, Enzo and Cass, Gallows and Anderson and the Shining Stars take on SmackDown's Heath Slater and Rhino, the Hype Bros, American Alpha, the Usos and Breezango. As for the women, Charlotte captains Team Raw, which also consists of Bayley, Nia Jax, Alicia Fox and Sasha Banks, as they go up against SmackDown Live's team captain Nikki Bella and her team of Naomi, Becky Lynch, Carmella and Alexa Bliss. Finally, the men's match sees Team Raw, co-captained by best friends Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, teaming with Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins as they take on SmackDown Live's team of AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose and Shane McMahon, as well as team mascot James Ellsworth. The action all goes down tonight live on the WWE Network, and if you want to submit predictions, then you can head over to smacktalks.org/predictions to submit your predictions to the Prediction League. Anyway guys, that brings us to the end of This Week in Wrestling. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, I would love it if you could drop it a like. Let me know your thoughts on all of this week's stories in the comments. Have yourself an awesome weekend, enjoy Survivor Series, and until next time, I'll catch you later.